Good morning, everybody. It's Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill Farm, and it looks like it's going to be a warm day here in Alabama. I tell you, I know a lot of y'all up in the northeast area have had snow after snow after snow, and y'all will probably be happier than we are to hang up your jackets, but I'm ready. I am ready for some warm, consistent weather. Not that weather that gets warm for a week and then next thing you know, it's back below freezing again. Needs to get warm and stay warm. Right, Bramble? Pretty boy? Out in front of the Loretta Gus stall or the Silky Peahen Miss Snow White stall. And now that we've got this area fixed, I'm going to let these ladies out today to let them scratch around. We had some rain yesterday, some wet ground here and there, but you can see up in the top of the hay bale, I believe that might be, I know it is, it's Red. Red's enjoying the hay from a good seat today while his siblings and his grandmother are laying down below. Everybody looking good today. Miss Honey, how you doing? Oh no, Mr. Ernest, I must back up. I must back up a little further. And good morning to you, Mr. Opie. You didn't know what to think about that. I'm gonna get this gate shut because this stall is not necessarily intended for Gus and Loretta. Gus and Loretta live on this side now, and they have two porta huts. Since it's been winter time, we haven't been opening this door that goes into the barn because we don't want to create a draft in there. That's Honey. Honey has gotten to where every time one of the donkeys across the road bellows, she does it back. And that time was just on her own. There was no need for a response. She just decided she wanted to tell y'all good morning. But where I was going with this is we're going to keep this door open. I think it's probably locked. Yeah, pigs are pretty smart and Loretta and Gus can open that door. But Loretta and Gus will have the porta huts out here for springtime, summertime. Those things do an awesome job at reflecting heat. They don't absorb heat like you would think. And when the peahen, Miss Snow White, and her friends, the three Silkies, are inside, then Loretta and Gus can have this stall. It'll just be I know, baby. It'll just kind of be a shared stall. But we got to go in the inside because I do keep that door locked. Don't let me pinch your feet. Oh, goodness. Oh, Bramble, you scared me there, buddy. This gate closes right there, and I certainly didn't want to close one of his toes in it and make him not like me anymore, because he sure does like me a lot. So we're going to go on the inside and give Miss Snow White and her dwarfs a visit. We got Aunt Bee in here. We got two other Silkies. One of them's kind of a silky mix, but nonetheless, she's a Silky. And beside Miss Snow White's gate is a sign that says Peacock Lover Parking Only. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I knew it. Little Miss Thing over here. Did you kick that egg out or do you have more up under you? I hate to tell you, but you can't sit on unfertile eggs. So we'll be gathering those in just a minute. And here you can see Mrs. Snow White and her other two friends. We're gonna get this door open. It's a nice, pretty day. Snow White, she's just, I don't know if you'd say not the healthiest, or she just has a little bit of a problem. Well, that girl scooted out quickly. All right, Aunt Bee, you going out too? But y'all, Snow White, we thought when we brought her home, she was found in Montgomery, Alabama, wandering around, and the people that found her looked everywhere for her owners, even contacted the Montgomery Zoo, and nobody was missing a white peacock. And so our plans were, when we had the little playhouse, I redid it, we were going to build an area for the Silkies and Snow White to live in on the back side of the house. Since these 3 hens, 2 outside, 1 over here in the corner, and Snow White have been in this area, we have realized how bad Snow White's vision is and how bad of a decision it would be to put her in the backyard area unless we built a peacock Taj Mahal or something with a covering on it that she wouldn't be vulnerable to predators, because she literally cannot see. She knows this area. She knows where the stalls are. We have this door open up so she could go on both sides. Obviously, I've turned the light off, but she appreciates that light, even on just a little bit chilly days. And we have that on most of the time. And we just decided, we've had a lot of questions about, are we going to use that little house still for the Silkies and Miss Snow White? And the answer is no. Now, not to say that this will be their permanent home forever. This may not be where this trio of Silkies and Miss Snow White find themselves indefinitely, but that little house is not going to work out for my initial thought process. They're going to need something bigger than that. They're going to need something that has a covering over the entire run on the outside, because not only is Snow White vulnerable, the Silkies are vulnerable. And it's just not going to work out to where we can use that little house. Well, now you can see Red is really at the top of the mountain now. He's decided to stand up where he can see everything from a better point of view, enjoying that hay bale. And here come the cows. Look at there. Here come the cows. I brought a special treat for Moody and whoever else wants it in a bigger size than what we tried last time, to see if he would enjoy that a little bit better. Y'all can hear Miss Snow White is still in here, and it's almost like she tries to feel her way around by honking. I don't know if that's the case, but when something's new, such as the door being open when it hasn't been open in a bit, she does that. She does that honking, and I heard her run into her food bowl just a minute ago. If y'all remember, I did take her to the vet when she first, I think I'm going to have to step out of here. I took Miss Snow White to an avian vet that is local to us when we first got her. And she thought that she had a little bit of vision in one eye, but the other one, not so much. And we just feel that it's in her best interest, as well as the Silkies, to keep them in a contained area, whether it be back here on the side of the barn or something that we build. So now that I've explained that, this is the treats that I've brought for Moody. And I can see Tater has made her way up to the back side of the barn. I'm not sure Moody followed or not. We're about to find out. Well, just who I wanted to see, Mr. Moody. Yeah. What you blowing at, big girl? I made sure I filled y'all's water up when I fed you. My goodness, that was dangerous. A motorcycle going about 100 miles an hour, Tater. You wouldn't do that, would you, big girl? No. So y'all have lots of water, and I'm glad Moody decided to come and take a peek at us, because the last time I tried to give him treats, he absolutely loved his carrots. But y'all said I should try something a little bit bigger, because Moody's a big boy. So he needs a bigger carrot, something that he can actually taste. And I'm going to give Tater a little bit too. I don't want to give them anything too big, because I don't want it to get caught up in their throat. I think I just worry too much. Moody, when you come up for air, buddy, I want to see if you'll try a bite of a carrot. Come here. Look at here. Look at here. Come on around. Oh, yes. Why is it echoing so? Oh, goodness, Mama, that's so good. It sounded like it was down in a whale's mouth. Tater, you want to try one, baby? Here you go. Tater says she doesn't think she's gonna like that, while Moody's over here trying to stick his head through the fence to get them. So Tater wasn't too big of a carrot fan. You want another one, baby? There you go. Moody loves carrots. Those are good for you, buddy. Yes, they are. I'm not going to say they're going to make you big and strong because you're already pretty big and strong. Yeah, let's don't do that. We got a knife sitting here. Let's don't do that. Let's see. Look at here. Look at here. Come here. Show me that big old tongue. Yeah, there's a boy. My goodness, Moody. I just have been depriving you of carrots. You didn't have to chew that one very much because it wasn't very big, did you? Here. Here's you another one. Then we're going to try Tater again. Y'all, he is such a sweetheart. I don't hear that one crunching. Tater, you want to try another one, girl? Where are y'all's friends? Huh? Where are your friends? Oh, here they come. Little man said, I'm missing out. Mama's got something. I hear you, big boy. I just don't know that Tater cares for them. Moody doesn't act like that. He just chews them up and swallows them down. Well, come on, little man. Little man said, what are y'all getting that I'm not? Come on, big boy. Look, Moody, I got a couple of tops here. You want them? Yeah? Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Reckon little man will eat a carrot? Let's see, where can we put the camera? I'm going to cut it up first, Moody. We're missing Matilda and Mildred. Come here, baby. And y'all know he's not decided that we're good or not. Oh, Tater. How about I put you one in the trough? How about that? Let's put you one in this trough and see what you think. Nope, I'm not having it. Oh, here comes the rest of them. Moody loves carrots. What a good story for children. Eat your carrots. Moody loves them. Tater's okay with them, but she would probably choose a cupcake over a carrot. Hey, baby. Oh, goodness. We got Big Mildred coming. This is not what this video is supposed to be about. What you think? You want to try a carrot? No. Everybody's a little bit scared of Tater. Here, you have this. Come here, Mildred. Come here. Come on. Oh, my. Come here, Mildred. Come on. Moody said, give me all the carrots. Forget about those girls. Come up here, baby. Come here. You're a big boy. You can come up here. Come here. It's not going to get you. Here you go, Mildred. Moody. Come here. Come here. Baby, you can't lick my arm. The cow that loved carrots. All right, look, he's eating. You come get this one. Come here. Somebody got the one out of the trough. I guess it must have been little man. Tater, you want another one? I think Tater's just not real keen on the carrots. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, Moody, we got like 2 pieces left. I gotta be able to break this one. Here, Mildred, try this, baby. You don't know what to think about it? No, I don't really like it. Give that to Moody. Here you go. Here you go, baby. Look, we up here. Oh, goodness. Carrots for the win. Once again, in a bigger piece. The good thing is they were already headed up this way, and I had the carrots in the side-by-side anyway, so I said if they were here, I was going to see if Moody liked the bigger piece. And he indeed did like the bigger piece of carrot. So I've got a little something that I want to do today, and it's continuing from the last video. If y'all watched the last video, then I made a floating dock for the ducks, and I told you it was kind of like part 1 of 2. And that is because today I'm gonna do part 2, and we're gonna hopefully get this part 2 done without any troubles. And y'all can see now that the stalls are fixed on this side. This is going out to the drive in front of the barn. When we repaired this, it enabled us to not have to worry about Snow White or the Silkies getting out of the broken fence area. There's no way they can get out. Snow White knows her perimeter, but if it's open, she doesn't realize she's supposed to stay in. So they're enjoying a nice dust bath over there in the straw that we have for winter weather days. Gus and Loretta pile it up in the corner, and they enjoy sleeping on a soft mattress like most of us do. And I'm going to leave these girls out here to enjoy the sun that's gone behind the clouds now. I've made my way over to the shop where you can find the little house that I redid. It's been a long time ago with the purpose of possibly putting the Silkies and Snow White in there in the back garden area, and this could be their shelter. But it just didn't work out, and I explained the reasons why earlier. We'll have to come up with a different configuration for them, but this house was not being used, and I thought what the best idea that I could utilize the little house for was to put it on the floating dock and let it go in the middle of the pond. So I've got it strapped on the front of my forks here on the tractor, and I'm going to attempt to move it over to that floating dock and get it secure on there. Now I've got to come up with an idea of how to make a little ramp for them to come up. And this is for the ducks to lay inside of, for them to seek shelter, for their babies to seek shelter, and hopefully get out of harm's way when there's a predator or something trying to get their nesting area, or the babies, either or, eggs or babies. So let's try to get it over there and see if we can't get it secure on the dock, and then we'll walk it out to the middle of the pond if all goes well. Well, I don't think y'all can see it, but I can see it from here, and that is Nugget is on the far side of the pasture, which is a good thing, but we all know how fast emus can run, so hopefully he will allow me to get in the gate before he decides to come for a visit. Of course, here he comes. Sees me opening the gate and he's coming across. He's going to be more interested in what I have. And if this thing were to crash, I might cry. I've spent a lot of time trying to revamp it, repaint it, make sure it's good and secure. I think we're going to make it. I think we're gonna make it. Just like that. He's over here. Yeah, I know, you wanna know what this is. You're gonna see shortly, okay? We gotta get it down there first. Said, hey Mom, I wanna know what that is. I need to see it. Could you just stop for just a minute? Let me examine it. I knew I was going to have a helper. I just knew it. All right, so what I didn't bring is something to elevate the little house while I pull the boards out from under it. You think you could pick it up for me, sir? That thing? No, Mama, I don't think I can pick that thing up. All right, I think what I'm going to do is just get it off the tractor forks first. Anyway, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Let's see, Nugget. We don't need to wind up in the water. First thing we got to do is undo our ratchet strap. And it is in here. All right, got that. I see you, boy. I do see you. You got my strap, don't you, boy? All right, let's see. You got any ideas, Nugget? What should we do next? I think I'll pull the boards out next. Yeah? All that? Come here, you scoot over. Scoot over, we gotta get our boards out. Got a ratchet strap in the water. All right, this one's gonna come off. I got one of them off in the water for this one. I think I might have to go back around. Tell you what I can do, I can pry it up with this board, then push it through the other side. Well, that ain't gonna work either. Lean it back. Please don't go in the water, little house. All right, I think I might have it. Nugget, you going swimming, buddy? All right, so now all I should have to do is get the forks out from under it, and we should be good to go. All right, are the forks gonna slide out, or is the whole house gonna move? We're out. Yay. I was holding my breath there for a second. Now I'm not gonna just let the weight of the house sit on the dock. I've got some L brackets here that I'm gonna screw it down with once I get the house a little more square. Like my tractor's rolling. I went and traded my tractor in on my Bighorn because I needed to haul a few more supplies down here. One being what I had planned to use for the ramp. Now this is a mat that was left over from our barn stalls, and also Jason put some in the shop in front of a workbench. I'd cut some 2x4s to kind of use as support for underneath it, but I really don't think after I got down here and I got the mat laid out that I'm going to need to do that. Let me show y'all why. So my plan was to put the 2x4s up under it to kind of support it, but now I'm thinking I'm just going to screw this mat on right there, and no matter how deep the water is, I might end up coming back and giving it some support if the sun kind of beats it down. But right now, it's at enough of an angle, and it's got these dots on the top of it. You can see that's just the bottom of the mat, which will allow the ducks to have some grip. So the way it is right now, it's going to work out, and if I need to, I can come back and put the 2x4 supports under it, which I had planned on doing. Maybe I ought to just go on and do that just to keep it from coming in and folding. I'm going to go ahead and screw this on first and see what I'm working with. Let's just get it on there to hold it so I can look. I do just think that's going to be fine. I don't think we'd want it to come. Plan was to use it, and see, it's actually not even as big of a curve as what my 2x4s would have allowed it. 2x4s would come on down. I think this is going to be just fine. I'm going to let it be. Second thing that I want to do is, what did I do with it? I've got pockets full of tools, and I've lost the, here we go. So I want to take this hook right here, and I want to put it on the front, so that way I can indeed tie a rope to it with a center block, and that way it won't be drifting all over the pond. So that's my next step. The last thing I want to do is drill through a barrel. We're going to come on up here. My hook twisted. Got a screwdriver. Help me along. I'm going to take the center block and push this on out there, and then we'll see how much rope we need. All right, I think it's ready to be pushed off into the water, and I think I'm prepared too. Got some ducks over there in the corner of the pond. Who knows how long it'll take them to get up here, but I'm betting it'll be sooner than later. Now, let's hope I can push this off. Tell y'all what, this water is a lot colder than the outside temperature. I can feel it coming through these waders. And the pond is, it's not very uniform on the bottom. I'm hitting high spots and low spots. My goodness. My question is, I'm holding on to this to get out here. I don't know what I'm going to hold on to get back. I don't know if this is such a good idea after all. I might not be going out as far as I think, because I am sinking. And that's probably the reason the bottom of the pond's holding so well. It's just squishy. Well, this was not what I had in mind. I could get in that little paddle boat. I keep thinking that they're leaking. I feel like water's coming through my waders. Let me show y'all how far out I am. And this may do. This may do. I may just let it stay right here for now. It's out in the water. It's not in the dead center, but I can at least get the rope tied around the block here and get it tied off. Well, I tied it off. I've got the cement block on the bottom of it, and it is drifting around in circles, which is perfectly fine. And I'm going to try to get out of the water. Ooh, I just hit something hard. I don't know what that was. I'm going to try to get out of this water without falling down. And now it's warm. That is super cute. Super, super cute. Of course, it would be even better if our pond was fixed, but it's going to get there. I think it's perfect. All it needs is a little sign for the front, and it may need to go down just a little bit. It's floating kind of high, but I think the ducks can use that ramp that I've got there, and of course they can fly and land on it. That won't be a problem. But maybe some minor adjustments, but I'm super pleased with the way it turned out. And y'all have heard me dream of when the pond does get fixed, I'd like to have a fountain in the center, and then the floating duck house, maybe a light inside the floating duck house at night where you could see it lit up, and I don't know, lots of dreaming of beautiful things. But for today, I'm happy to have this project completed. And here comes my buddy coming down the hill trying to see what in the world I've got going on. Nugget, what you think, buddy? He said, Mommy, you got something floating out there in the middle. Curiosity is what he is. He is just a curious creature. He has not been over here until he heard me talking and he knew that I was back on the land. There's no telling what those animals know that we have no idea. Come here, buddy. What you think? You like that house out there? You think that's gonna work out for your duck friends? I think it will. I really do. I bet it won't be hardly any time and we'll see some mallards peeking out the front door. Well, y'all, I hope you enjoyed part 2 of the pond raft, and I think it's gonna work out perfectly. I really do. I think that the ducks are gonna enjoy it. It's gonna provide them protection, and now that we know Moody loves carrots, gonna add more of that to his diet. He really thoroughly enjoyed the bigger carrots. He could chew them, he could taste them. It was obvious he liked them. And Tater, well, she just tolerated them. So, y'all, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and I hope that y'all think that this was a cute idea. I'll keep you updated. I just think they're going to use it sooner than what you think. I really do. Until next time, y'all be good.